Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Amanda. I make videos about simple and slow living, and I talk a lot about minimalism and decluttering because those are tools that I think are so crucial to working towards simplifying your life and living a more simple life. And oftentimes I feel like a lot of what's talked about when it comes to minimalism and decluttering is all of the stuff that we're letting go of to make space for what matters to us. And while that is ultimately the purpose of decluttering is to get rid of stuff that doesn't serve us anymore, we also need to talk about the things that we choose to keep, the things that add value to our lives and that mean something to us, because ultimately at the end of the day we're going to continue to make purchases, we're going to continue to keep things in our lives besides the basic necessities like a bed or our clothes. There are going to be other things that we really value and that really add a lot to our lives. And so in this video I want to share with you some of the things that I chose to keep around some of the purchases I've made that I think have added value to my life and that mean something. Things that I chose not to declutter, because at the end of the day it's not just about what we get rid of, but it's about what we choose to keep. And so let's get into my list. At the end of the list I'm also going to share with you something that I haven't decluttered, not because it adds value to my life, but for another very special reason. So I will share that at the end of the video. So one of the purchases that I've made, something that I have not decluttered, is this camera that I am filming with. It is my Canon G7X. It's a camera I purchased, I want to say maybe last year or the year before, I don't remember exactly. I love it and I use it to take pictures and videos of my kids. I use it to make YouTube videos. It really adds a lot of value to my life, and it is something that I don't see myself decluttering unless at some point in the future I maybe upgrade to something different. But it is something that I purchased with intention, and it adds value to my life and I love it, and it's something that I just won't be decluttering. It's a keeper. Another item that I choose to keep, and every time I go through my kitchen and do some decluttering I just do not and will not get rid of it, is my Dutch oven. I purchased this a few years ago when I got into bread making, and it was a game changer for my sourdough bread because I used to bake them on like just baking trays in the oven and they just didn't get a great rise. And then I purchased and invested in a cast iron Dutch oven, and it was such an amazing purchase. Having a Dutch oven is so incredible for bread making. So that's something I purchased that I do not regret and that I just will not declutter. Another really good purchase, and something that will not ever be tossed in a decluttering session in my house, is our Berkey filter. We use this as our main water filter, and it was an incredible purchase. We bought it when we moved into the house a few years ago. It's our only water filtration system right now, so it works incredibly well. We love it. It's something that adds a lot of value to our lives because clean water is so important to us. Another thing that I keep is some sentimental items for myself and my kids. My kids each have a baby box. Right now it's just a small plastic container. I don't let it get too big or too out of control because I don't want to keep everything. I don't think keeping every little thing is meaningful. I think the fewer sentimental items that you keep, the more sentimental they are and the more special they are. So each of my kids has a small little baby box. We keep a few items for them in there, and that is something that I just won't get rid of. I will keep it. I will maybe exchange a few things over the years, maybe a few things out, a few things in, but for the most part these baby boxes are special and mean something to us. So that's something that we keep, and I will not be decluttering. Another thing that I'm keeping and won't be decluttering is my physical Bible. I have a few different Bibles. I know that there is a Bible app. I still prefer a hard copy of my Bible. I have used the app, but now I've simplified and dumbed down my phone. So I'm trying to get rid of apps on my phone that I don't need for a specific purpose and just add to more screen time. So I don't really want to sit and read my Bible on my phone. I prefer to have a hard copy Bible. It just feels better to read from, I think, than on the app. So I won't be decluttering my physical Bible anytime soon. Another thing that I purchased, I actually purchased probably over 10 years ago, I just can't bring myself to declutter them, is a pair of flip-flops that I own. They have held up over the years so well, and they just will not go down without a fight. They are so durable and so comfortable. I have no need to replace them. They are the only pair of flip-flops that I have owned for the last 10, 15 years. I don't even know how long I've had them now. It's been forever. They're incredible, and every time I go through and declutter my shoes, I don't even consider tossing them because they are just so great, and I just can't ever consider replacing them. So I don't see myself decluttering them anytime soon unless they break significantly to the point where I just can't wear them anymore, those will be kept with me for a very long time. Another thing that I keep and that I haven't decluttered yet is my laptop. It is a 2013 MacBook Air. It is quite old in terms of laptops. It's now like 11 years old and it is not doing great, but it still functions and it works really well. And I just can't bring myself to get a new one until it's absolutely necessary. It serves its purpose. I can do with it what I need to do. And yes, it's old, but I don't see the need to replace it just for the sake of replacing it. If it actually dies on me and I just can't get it to function anymore, then I inevitably will have to get a new one. But for the time being, my 11-year-old computer, my 11-year-old laptop is something that I'm keeping. I'm not going to declutter it yet. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that there was something that I'm not decluttering, but not because it adds value to my life in the way these other items do, but because it adds value to someone else's life. And so right now in our bedroom we have a TV, which I'm not crazy about. I've decided I don't want to watch TV in the bedroom anymore for many reasons, but my husband loves TV in the bedroom. So that, to me, decluttering something that A, belongs to somebody else is not something you should ever do. But if it's something that's a kind of a joint family item or something you share in the home, you have to kind of find sometimes some middle ground and some compromise. So right now we're at a place where he's not ready to let go of the TV in the bedroom. I don't want the TV in the bedroom, so right now it's still here, but I'm choosing not to watch TV in bed. So for the time being, it's kind of this middle ground. And he honestly doesn't watch as much anymore because I'm no longer watching TV in bed. So maybe, fingers crossed, at some point he will agree to get rid of it in the bedroom, because I think it has so many benefits to not being in this room. But I'm not going to force him to get rid of it if he still wants it in here. So that for me is something else important to consider when you are decluttering. If you don't live alone, if you have a partner or children, if you have a family that you're living with, you have to be considerate of the items in your home. And just because maybe it's not something that adds value to you specifically or serves a purpose in your life, it might be important to somebody else in your home. So when you are decluttering and going through your home and thinking of all the things that you can get rid of, remember that there are so many important things that we are going to want to keep, and it's not always going to be just for us. It might be for somebody else in our lives as well. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and watching this video. I'm curious to know what kind of items in your life are things that you just won't declutter, maybe really good purchases that you are super happy with and things that will be with you till the end of time. Share those in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.